Hey guys!
So today we're going to talk about the foster care system and white people versus black people in the foster care system.
Whites versus everybody.
Yeah, well, thanks. So I feel that if you're in the foster care system, you have you have so many misadvantages. No matter what your skin color.
Misadvantages is a word you just made up. Disadvantages.
Disadvantages. All right, whatever. See, look, she can speak better English than me, and
I disagree with Megan. I feel if you're in foster care, that's very unfortunate. Obviously, your life is not going to be smooth sailing all the way.
Well, no.
Obviously. However, your race makes it just so much easier than... If you're a white girl, if you're a white girl who ends up in the foster system.
White girl, like...
White girl, white boy, even better, because everybody knows white men run the world. So if you are white, you are pretty much better off than me, who has come from Africa, who had a good life in Africa and trying to apply for the same job as you, who grew up in the foster care system in Canada.
Okay, but no matter what, it doesn't matter your skin color. If you are put in the foster care system, you're going to have a sense of abandonment. You're going to probably, let's be honest, no good stories come from people who are in the foster house. Like, sometimes
I disagree. I'm sure there's lots of success stories out there.
Okay, maybe there is.
It's like saying, oh, no good thing comes out of a kid from the village in Africa. That's untrue. I'm sure there's lots of success stories out there.
Maybe I was saying that a little bit wrong, and I do understand that was wrong what I said. So what I'm feeling is, like, if you're switched from group home to group home or foster home to foster home, you're going to have, you're not going to have a sense of stability, so that plays a lot on...
But you know what? That's first world problems. To be honest, that's a first world problem right there. You grow up in a place where the government is forced to take care of you, right? The government is taking care of you, which means they're going to put you in foster home, from foster home, blah, 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 so you're not left out on the streets. But you, with your attitude problem, because, I was abandoned, you're going to decide, nah, fam, I'm just going to have lots of attitude, I'm going to fight everybody, I'm going to end up in juvie and stuff like that, and then your life sucks.
But
I'm sorry.
You grew up with a very stable house with two parents, so no matter what, you didn't have your parents abandon you.
No, I didn't. But I do know people who grew up without both parents. I know orphans. I know people who have struggled in life, but they don't let that dictate their future. My point is, a Canadian white girl cannot... If they let go of all this stuff about, I grew up in the foster system, so my life sucks, and they push forward, which I'm sure there are people like that.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying every success story.
Exactly. Not everyone ends up in juvie. So if they end up doing well and they go to school and they get it right because they want to get out of this system so they can do better for themselves later on, they have a better opportunity than me, who actually grew up in a stable home somewhere, just because of the fact that my name is so African sounding in Canada.
Right.
That's my point of the whole foster system. That's why basically this conversation came up a few days ago because we're watching some show.
The Fosters?
The Fosters. And there's this ungrateful little girl. I cannot stand her. Oh my God. She's put into a good home. I mean, yeah, the couple is a lesbian couple. Maybe she just found that really odd. But she's put into a good home and she starts effing everything up for everybody just because she is so ungrateful.
Okay, yes.
So that was what made me think, oh my God, this poor white girl has suffered so much in life.
But you're basically saying, you also said that white people shouldn't be impoverished.
No, I didn't say that. I said that I don't feel sorry for the homeless people on the streets in Canada. That's what I said.
But you don't know what they've been through.
Oh my God.
Yes, okay,
oh
yes.
My God. I will never give a homeless person a single penny from my pocket in Canada. I know. I beg. Your life is better off. Your life is better off than someone in Africa. I would rather go back and sponsor 10 kids in Zimbabwe than come and help a homeless person
but
on
that's just
Bedford
saying,
Highway.
you don't understand substance abuse. You don't understand the.
But those
that
because
they've
of
been through.
poor choices.
Like,
That's because of poor choices. It has nothing to do with what anyone has done
but
to
you think we have all this funding and stuff, but we don't have the funding that you think, and it is hard to get into mental health facilities in Canada.
I agree with that.
Mental
health is still
it's still stigmatized, very much so. Even here in Canada, the greatest country. Well, we are the greatest country in the world.
Canada's the greatest country in the world.
But like, you think it's easy for you to get all the help that you need, but there's so many forms, and people might be illiterate, and they're like, "Oh, you have to fill out this form," but I can't read. Well,
illiterate. School in Canada is free. How can people be illiterate?
Because people drop out because you don't understand the struggles, and it doesn't matter the race. Okay, yes, I will agree fully that just your skin color alone makes you kind of harder.
I don't know what to say.
But like, anybody can. I don't know. You're just like, you make it sound like it should be just easy. Like,
no, I'm not saying
it's easy.
That's my point. I'm not saying life is easy, but get your shit together. Sorry, I had to bring the S word in. Get it together. Life isn't easy for anybody. You gotta get it together and start making it work for yourself. Whether you're out on the streets, whether you're in foster care, whether you have mental health problems, you need to get it together. Like, find people who will support you either way.
But you know, if you don't have the family, if you don't have the family support,
$2
what are you gonna do?
Snort some cocaine the next day. I am sorry. I'd have no sympathy.
Okay, if you do, like I said, no matter what, depending on your race, yes, probably white people coming out of foster care do have it a bit easier. Yes, I will give you that. But if you don't have family support, you're going to go to people who are probably going to use you. Let's be honest. People who are coming out of foster care, they do seem to want it to be accepted, so they don't necessarily make the best decisions, and they go to people who are just going to use them. Be like, here, you're going to sell drugs for me, or here, I'm going to sell you on the street.
And I understand that, and that's why I'm saying, so surround yourself with better people. There's so many good people in the world. Why are we trying to make it seem like the world absolutely sucks?
Because, maybe we aren't the ones, because I grew up with both my parents, and I grew up with a happy household. Maybe we're not the ones who can, speak for this. Maybe we actually need to talk to someone.
Obviously, we should have no opinion on this, because I never grew up in a foster system. I have not been homeless, so I should not speak. However, my only point in the long run is a girl who grew up in foster care or a guy who grew up in foster care, as long as they have Megan's skin color, is better off than me, who is educated, grew up in Africa and everything. When it comes down to going to sit for a job interview, and just my name alone, because it's so African. When they see it on a resume, they will put it to the side and look at Megan and say, "Oh, who's Megan? We wonder who she is." And that's how life is, unfortunately. Names are the first thing that people see before they even get to know who you are.
And you're right, they do judge you on your name.
Exactly, and that's why I'm kind of angry about it. Because I'm like, girl, why you on Bedford Highway asking for money, though? Like, you could probably be, there's soup kitchens all over Halifax.
Oh my goodness, okay.
Go get some soup.
Well, they probably do go to those places, but you still don't know the struggle and what brought them there. You got to look at what brought them there, and then maybe they can get help, because they probably have a lot of feelings that maybe they don't even know how to describe.
But then how are we helping them? By giving them coins every single day on Bedford Highway, and then they go and snort up some drugs. That's not helping them either. That's enabling whatever is happening. It's a cycle all over again. Oh my god, it's a whole different conversation.
I know,
this bugs me so much.
Anyway, I guess we're gonna go. We'll probably still fight about this, because
I disagree with Megan completely on this topic.
She does, and probably many of you disagree with both.
Probably some of you disagree with me, and I bet if you're white, you disagree with me, and that's fine, because that's what it is. We're entitled to different opinions. It's completely fine. However, comment below. Let us know what you think. Do you think that people who grew up in foster systems are already screwed, or do you think they can change their situation and better off themselves?
And basically, according to you, skin color has everything to do with it.
Skin colors are nothing to do with it.
According to her.
According to me.
Alright, thanks guys for listening, and
remember to make a plan
with Sim Can.
Bye guys.